George, can you hear us okay?
Got it.
Okay. Olin, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, and yourself, sir?
Nice. I see your hair's like blown up. Is there
Yeah, I've got that Georgie Tsoukalos ancient aliens hair going on.
I like it.
Got
Yeah,
that
you could
Brian
do
Grazer
flock
look.
of seagulls or something from the
Yeah,
80s.
my wife and my daughter they love picking on me about it.
All right. Let me see if I can change the screen real quick, and then George will let you get ready to rock and roll here. And then I'm going to share the screen also with you, George.
Okay.
All right, so here's
We'll
that.
see how this works.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Hold on one second. Let me. Hold on, I'm going to go back because I got to go get the screen real quick. Okay. Now. Okay. Can you guys all see that okay?
I see nothing but everybody else's camera.
Oh.
Here it comes.
Tell me if it pops. It should say position of tree downlights.
I don't see anything.
No, no.
I'm just still seeing everyone's face.
Okay, hold on one second here. Let me get back to that screen. Ugh.
Was just shutting it down or something?
Okay, good. There's Rick.
Yeah, I'm in.
Why?
Thank you.
Talk or ask questions, go ahead in the meantime while I'm trying to figure this out. Sorry.
Okay.
Video.
Well, let me start with something.
Okay.
I brought a couple shields with me.
Ooh.
Oh, good.
I hate for anybody to call them shrouds because it just sounds, I don't know, I just hate the term. It just sounds too negative. This is an uplight shield. I really doesn't matter what fixture it's on. This is from a Tech Light fixture. I use these a lot. We have to use copper here in Florida. The idea is you'd set this up so that there's about a 1-inch drop, and you set this up so that it would be flat across the top, so you really don't see into the fixture. If you see into this, you see the back side of the shield, it'll be white at night. So this you can actually turn, and it's a two-piece. It's adjustable rather than
Yeah.
and you can actually skew it. You can actually bring this up, or you can tap one side down. We use a screwdriver and just tap it just a little bit, and you can actually get a perfect look from the main view. If you're setting it up where it's got to work all the way around, the idea is to set your uplight so that it's I'm tilting it here, but the idea is so that it's level across the top. It's if you put a level on it, everything went away.
Sorry. Now I figured it out, but it should pop up the screen, but I can go back to sharing with you. Give me 1 second.
Okay. But the idea would be that it would be level across this way and this way. And that's where you'd start. And what that does, it backs the light up off the tree. You also need a fixture that you can do that with. You can put a permapost or a post in the ground and move it too. But that's the idea. So you're really wasting half the light, but you're getting an even wash up the tree. You're not aiming it like a typical electrician or a novice lighting person would do. I want to light the tree. We'll just aim the light at the center of the tree. And that's not what we're trying to do. That'll give you a hot spot right there. This eliminates it and makes it very even looking. And the nice thing about this shield too, you can actually turn it upside down if you do need a flat cutoff from all angles. You can rotate it, so it gives you a lot of flexibility. So that's that.
George, typically how far away from the trunk of a tree would you place that?
We're going to talk about basic rules tonight, rules of thumb. I like to be, as a rule of thumb, 30 inches away from a tree.
Wow.
Now, it will vary, again, according to your experience and everything else. But at 30 inches away, you're going to get a nice even wash up the tree without creating a hot spot. Now, with an MR16, that's a little different story. I'm using par 30s and par 38s typically. With an MR16, probably 20 to 24 inches from the tree.
Okay.
This is the shape. I don't think you guys can see it. This is the shape of a downlight. Can you see it in the small images?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The idea here for setting this up, you want to start with it. There is a screw at the bottom of this thing. I don't know if you guys can see the screw.
Yep.
Okay. We set this up so that the person on the ground is looking at it like a watch. So if the screw is up here, that would be a 6 o'clock shield as I'm looking at it. The throw with it is primarily 1-to-1, one mounting height to one vertical distance. That'll get you in pretty good, a pretty good basic setup of lighting. That's why we like to go high with these. You'll set this up so that it's flush across the ground, and that's at 6 o'clock with no tilt on. And that's the way you really want to do this. Let's turn it this way so you can see it. If you see into that a little bit, like you can right now, that'll be bright white at night. If you drop it down just a little bit, you won't see anything. It'll totally disappear.
Right.
Now, I can turn the shield towards 7 o'clock, and that 7 o'clock as this screw is. That would be like this. Now, I'm opening the shield up. You still can't see into it, but I'm opening the shield up to one side. There's a couple of reasons to do that, but from the main views, I'd really have to show you. But you can block this out. Oh, another thing we do too, we paint these insides of the shields flat black. Eventually this will go, this will darken. It will mostly brown, but the black shield of flat black also makes it very low reflective and makes it easier to see. But this is the basic idea of downlight. Any questions on that?
And that could be applied to any type or size of fixtures. The concept is what you're talking about.
Concept.
Yes.
If you can even make these shields using your any low voltage fixture. You'll see a lot of the smaller fixtures, very few of them work this way. You'll see them like this, and you'll see people putting these up next to walls. Well, yeah, you can do that for a wall washer and hide the light source from, 270 degrees. That's fine. But generally, it's a wall wash application in a fixed fixture. When typically you'd want to use a smaller shield, something like this, and use this as an uplight. You get much better distribution.
Can you raise that up just a little bit, George? Sorry.
Sure.
There you go.
You want to
There
use,
you go.
use this one. Yeah.
Shorter. Okay.
Would that shield be used in a lower vertical height setting, whereas the other shield would be used in a higher vertical height setting?
Well, that would be on the ground or up in the tree aiming straight up.
Okay, okay.
We don't, very few times will I do downlighting, which is any light aimed down, but without, I wouldn't necessarily put a light straight down the tree. But there's another way to do this. If you have a larger tree, you can go, you look at it from the main view, okay? And if you have a branch that is out in front of you and you have a clear shot into the trunk of the tree, you can use this small shield. You can turn the shield upside down, which would look like this, because you're aiming it back into the tree where nobody can see it, and it's very open. You can do that, and we call that a trunk light, and it will light the inside of the tree. I can show you applications of that, but the tree has to grow properly. You can't, the tree has to work with you to be able to do that. But
In other words, you have to have a tree that's gonna work for the light.
yeah, yeah. And a lot of the trees for downlighting, what we're doing, we're shaping the inside of the trees. There's a lot of pruning that goes into this. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. You're looking for your limbs that you're going to use, and you're cutting out all the suckers and all the small branches inside the center of the tree. Basically, it's a chimney up through the center of the tree as much as you can, all the way to the top. And that's the basic of it, because you're lighting the inside of the tree rather than the outside. And then you're using the downlights to come down through it. And you're always placing the uplights first, because those uplights are going to hide where the downlights come from. And they're also going to set the shape of your tree, because you don't want uplights just randomly uplighting the tree where it looks strange. You've got some going out to the left and going out to the right. It's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to get that canopy lit from inside and keep the outside dark and have it even the way you do it. We'll talk about this on trees. There's another rule too, and it's a rule I try to work with, and it's whether you're using an MR16. MR16s are not as bright. You don't have to worry about it as much, but with a par 30 LED or a par 38 LED, you know, they'll run 36 watts to 56 watts in LEDs. And they're bright. You need to be 5 to 6 feet away from another limb, or you'll make a hot spot on that limb. If you're 5 to 6 feet away from that other limb or other branch, you can basically hide where that came from if you're uplighting, because one's counteracting the other. And that's what you're trying to do. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. There's another rule too. You tell most people, I want to light, let's see what I can look at. I want to light, I don't know, something straight ahead. And you point to it. And what they'll do, they'll take a junction box and mount it right on the side of the tree or post or whatever. And they'll aim the light at it. Well, you only have one adjustment, and that's on the elbow. If you would take that, and the light is flying, we can call it a flying light, because it's just flying out off of that vertical post. If you bring it in, so this is a tree trunk, instead of putting it.
Can you see this photo, George? I'm sorry.
I can't see anything yet.
Oh, there's no photos?
Mark, we're still looking at your
Desktop.
your desktop positioning of tree lights. I saw it spinning when I guess you were trying to download it, but it never came up. We're still looking at positioning tree lights. tree 7, night application, tree 5, tree 4, and on and on.
Wow. Okay.
So the
Sorry.
quick access screen to desktop documents and so forth.
Let me go back here.
Well, while you're doing it, let me try to explain this first, then we can talk about
All
it.
right. All right.
Look, if this is the tree, what you want to do is not put the light here. You bring it around 45 degrees, or actually 90 degrees. And the tree base goes in 90 degrees to where you want to aim it. This gives you on the base an up and down adjustment, and on the elbow, right and left. And with those adjustments, you can do anything you want with it. If you come in straight, right, straight on that tree trunk, all you have is right and left, or up and down. You don't have both. And it makes all the difference in the world. And it looks so much more professional because you're actually hiding half of the light. It's not flying off the tree. I don't
You
know
know,
if
what we're gonna need to get you, George, is a little bonsai tree so you can turn the lights off and do some little, get some mini flashlights, something
that's
to
what
mimic.
So what I think you're saying, George, and correct me if I'm wrong, is if you're looking at the tree from the main viewing angle, 6 o'clock on the tree would be at the bottom of the tree, your side of the tree. You're saying put the light at 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock, not at 6 o'clock. Is that correct?
Or 3 and 9.
No, I think we're talking about shields. The
No, I
shield-
was talking about the placement of the tree, placement
Okay.
of the fixture in relationship to the tree.
Okay. I don't know if this will work too, because I'm looking at it on a real small screen. If
Okay.
this were the tree, I can
Right.
point. I would, if I was going to aim it at the screen, which would be straight ahead, I would put the light there. I don't know if you can see it,
Yeah.
right there on the side,
Okay,
not on the front.
right.
Fixture would be there, and it would actually, they would come out on the elbow this far.
I just lost
Right.
everybody.
Your up and down adjustment is on the tree base, and your right and left would be on the elbow. And then it gives you even more adjustment with the shield. So you've got 3 adjustments to work with, and that way you'll be adjusting the shield down a little bit sideways, but basically right now, I want you all to think to do this. If it's level across here this way and level across this way, you're going to be in pretty good shape. That's the basics of it. And you won't have, nobody will see the light source. You may see a little bit of reflection from the shield, but we can work with that. You got any trees I can look at yet?
Yeah. Well, is it not up yet?
No.
No,
No.
we're looking at your
Yeah,
access to
it
your
should be
desktop.
up, and then for some reason I'm not getting, it's not transferred. I apologize. Let me,
Time for Patty.
yeah.
If you wanna, is it something that you received in an email? Can you just forward it to me and I can see if I can pull it up and you want me to
Okay.
try that?
Sure. I just don't know if it's gonna share or not. I don't know why it's, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, George, man. You're doing good.
Okay. Well, the basics of it are try to keep 6 feet away. And I really wanted to show you some trees and how I would think about trying this. The idea is to keep the lights up off the ground, away from landscape people and lawnmowers and everything else. And if you have trees to work with, you can do some really good work. The downlights, height is everything. And so that you don't have glare, you're looking at, like I say, 1-to-1. So if you're 30 feet in the air or 35 feet in the air, that's about as far as the throw that you're going to get. But you won't see anything from the main views. And it's a wonderful way to do it. pruning the trees, getting them open, leaving the outside, letting the light come through the trees. And it's how you place those uplights really determines what you can do with that tree. Because those uplights are where you're going to focus that, where you're going to, it's not really focused, but you want the lighting to go up through the tree so that when you light down from it, one cancels out the other and you don't see where the downlight's coming from. We don't see the hotspot.
No.
That's the big trick. It's easy to start with doing 2 downlights, okay? And have them coming at 45-degree angles from each other so that the tree is evenly lit visually from where you see it. You can do 1 downlight or you can do 2. To go back and do 3, to tripod it, to go on the backside, that's another story. And that's really something that's hard to do because you're trying to hide the back sides of the shields so you don't see.
Yeah.
Can everybody see anything now?
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, I'm in control now, baby.
All
You
right.
do
You
it.
treat me right,
Chris?
or I am not changing the screen.
All right, well, let's go to
Go to number 2 now.
Yeah. So George, can I ask you a question? So you never do downlighting alone in a tree?
I never say never.
No,
but
with no uplights.
no, because you see it. It doesn't.
Okay. You know, you would see the shape of it coming through the leaves. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know, on a very rare occasion would I do that.
Okay.
Okay, I wanted to show you this. I won't spend much time on it. This was a very expensive job in Palm Beach. You know, this guy came in, sold this. You know, there's a big shopping center, sold him a lot of lights, and this is how we did it. And first of all, well, you see there's 3 lights. There's an MR11, there's an MR16. God knows what this other one is over here in the foreground. Probably who knows? But they're aiming the lights at the trees. Biggest no-no in the world. You're looking at the back of the, say, look at the one, oh God, there's another one even up close, another MR11.
Oh, yeah, there is.
1, 2, 3, 4.
They sold
Wow.
them a bunch of lights and they just told them how wonderful they were. And there's even parking lot lighting there that you can't even really see what happens. But the only way you can see anything is with the little hot spots on the trees. Now, to do this right, you could have come in about 30 inches off of that tree and done 2 uplights. 2 would have done it beautifully. It's a commercial application. You want to probably use a 56 watt. Well, it's an array. It's like a par 38 large bullet, but it's an array. And you could do 2 and it would do a beautiful job. That's a beautiful palm tree right there. You'd catch all of that. But the shield, look what the guy's done. They've aimed them at the tree. You're going to see the insides of the fixtures. And if they'd have only thought about it, like what we were just talking about, is turning these shields, first of all, shortening them, but turning them so from the main views, you don't even see where they come. You don't even see where they come in. You can actually totally hide them. And it's going straight up the tree or actually tilted back. So there's no hotspots. Need to show you this. I know I'm talking about it, but maybe you'll get the concept. Go to the next one. Just go to the next slide, please. Okay, here's another brilliant lighting designer. And this is the same budget. I mean, what an idiot. Now you're lighting the 3 feet of the bottom of this. By the way, that's a canary date palm. Tree was probably $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Yeah. So look what they've done. I walk by this stuff and I'm just like, well, gee, if I just aimed all 3 of them up straight, it would be beautiful. They're not even getting the fronds. They haven't got a clue. And driving by, you'll see right in those fixtures. You bring those back, you could make those work very easily because they're really cut off to be uplights. The way they're shielded, they're that small drop. Bring them back straight and the trunk would be even, it would be lit. Yes, sir.
George, is that word font, is that a lighting term or is that a plant term?
Plant.
I
Frond.
don't,
Is that
Frond,
what?
as in the palm fronds.
oh, he
Leaf.
said fronds. I heard font. Okay.
No,
gotcha.
no, frond.
Frond, okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Here, I thought I had a new word to use.
No, you know. Okay, now this is kind of cool here. I wish I could point to it, but I can't. Two things are happening. You see the street pole right there?
Yeah,
Yep.
Almost nothing you do is going to be worth lighting that tree if a street pole is right next to it. It's gonna, the pole light is gonna overwhelm the tree almost no matter what you do. You want to be looking for those no matter where you're designing and be very aware of it. If
Can
that, yeah.
I'm sorry, can you see my cursor moving on this?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Okay. Oops.
Okay,
Whoa,
all
whoa,
right,
whoa.
good.
This is my cursor.
Yeah,
I am circling the light, the top of the pole
All right.
light.
And
Right.
doing a great job of it.
okay, so you do that, Chris, then also.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Now come down to the tree limb real low on the tree. That stop. Go out a little bit. Out, stop. Well, yeah. If you'll come back in just a little bit more, there you go. That's where I would put the uplight. And I would probably even cut. There's a small limb coming out. This real small limb there. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
I would cut that probably, maybe not. It depends. It's not three-dimensional, so it may be coming out where it wouldn't bother anything.
Right.
But there's a big limb right there.
Yeah.
Okay. That going up through the center of that tree is the ideal place to place an uplight. Because
George, is that because you perceive an opening in here where you're not going to be hot spotting limbs in this area? Is that correct?
that is the idea. So you've sat it off the main trunks. And I would put that light, and again, like this, I wouldn't sit the light on top of that limb. I'd come around to the side,
Mm-hmm.
right here. And you'd only see half the light and go up straight. And that'll give me an adjustment this way and this way. I can aim it. And if that would be an excellent place to do that. I probably only use one 56-watt LED right there. Or you could use 2 or 3 MR16s. But I choose to
All
use.
mounted in that area.
Well, yeah, you could.
Maybe something over here? No?
Yeah,
From
you
this
could. On
perspective?
the back side of right where you are, right where you pick. See that bend right there?
Yep.
You could have done another one straight up that way and another one straight up. You could have done 2 MR16s up through that tree and it would have looked pretty good.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That lower limb that you first pointed out, George, that's some redundant growth that needs to be cut out and pulled away anyway, because it seems like those are kind of branches that are keeping the tree from fulfilling a really good growth.
That's exactly right. Now, Chris, move your
Yes, sir.
cursor slowly up top. All of that, not all of it, but see, this is 2-dimensional. It's a 3-dimensional tree. You need to clean out some of the suckers in there.
Yeah.
And you can do that, not even really that high, because once you get up there, it clears out anyway. Some of that, and you have to stand there and look at it and be judicious in doing it. But that's the idea, and you've created that chip. Okay.
George, on that tree there, so I noticed you're starting your lights about 10 feet off the ground, 8 to 10 feet. So
Yeah.
do we necessarily care about trying to make that tree anchored to the ground, or is that what the downlight would do?
That's what the downlight will do.
Okay.
And now, there's a great place to put an uplight, or put a downlight.
Where do I go?
Keep going up, keep going up,
There we
keep
go.
going up,
Get up there.
keep going up, keep going up. You see a clear area.
Right there.
Yes.
Well, go up a little bit higher and to the right. Yeah. See where it comes out to the right?
Yep.
Right there is where I would put my downlight. Now, come down below it, and I've been out looking at that tree right there. That's the limb I would cut. Because the downlight was going to light that. I'd cut that limb off. And
So you're pruning open in front of the light 5 or 6 feet.
if I can, yes, without hurting the tree.
Right.
And that's an ideal spot for that downlight. So with that one downlight and that one uplight, you'd have some beautiful shadows. The shape of the tree would be perfect. Now on the back side of where that arrow is right now, there's another limb that goes, it looks like a Y, that goes up to the left. Yeah, that one. On the back side of that one would be my downlight coming down almost aimed to that stop sign and out into the road. So those two lights in like a V formation would make up the shape of that tree, give you some beautiful shadows. You'd have the uplight coming through it, and it would be fabulous. That would be a fabulous tree to light.
George, I also noticed in some of your lighting that you've done on moon lighting and so forth, it seems like you like nice, strong structures to be the shadowing you create on the ground, as opposed to a lot of leaf foliage. Do you delineate one from the other, or?
No, the tree grows the way it grows. I'm just looking at limbs. I'm not being that specific. I'm looking at how the light will come through the trees, and I'm maybe doing some adjusting at night, but basically I see it, and I'm not that specific.
So you're okay with catching some leaf foliage onto the ground?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever falls, falls. It's just a very natural look. But I know with that tree, with those 3 lights, I can make the tree look like a tree. The downlights are going to wash down. The trunk is going to be evenly lit. And you're going to have some nice shadows on the ground. And I know if I can use that tree in a design, I know what I have to work with.
Nice.
Hey,
And
George,
yes, sir.
another quick comment that I'd like to throw in there, because I liked how you were talking about offsetting the fixture, not directly on top of the branch. Because out our way, I'm sure others have this similar problems. We have a lot of rodents like rats and squirrels.
Yep.
And they love to run up and down the trees. And I found with cable especially, but fixtures as well, if they're right in the path of where they're running, they're going to start gnawing on everything and tearing everything apart. So, I found if you offset it, even if it's on a, like a 45-degree off of that, it at least allows them place to still run up and down the tree, because you can't prevent that. And that seems to help on the damages.
Do you guys use any like Carflex or a flexible conduit?
You can, yeah, that is an option. One of the things I've made custom screening, like you take metal screen material,
Yep.
like they use for, well, you can get it at different fabrication, like even at Home Depot, you can find little screen rolls. And I've customized like almost like a shroud or whatever that fits around the fixture. And I'll extend that back, and I've wrapped that around the back end of the fixture. It looks a little ugly, but you spray paint it, same thing. And then what happens is it keeps the rodent, like the squirrels especially, for some reason they love to eat the wire leads coming out of the back of the fixture.
Oh,
and they'll
God.
knock right off at the watertight connection there.
That's unbelievable.
Now I put that on, and that has helped too, to prevent them from doing that. And they seem to, they won't eat through the screen material.
That's pretty ingenious.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was told that the reason that they chew on the cable is because it's made with a corn product. The
Oh,
insulation is made with a corn product.
yeah.
And that's why they chew on insulation, chew on wire. They get to the insulation.
Wiring is another thing we ought to talk about real quick, and I'm sure you guys have thought about it. If this was the main view, the wire would come up the back side. You'd always hide the wiring from the main view. And what we always do, whether it's 12 volt or 600 volt, we're protecting from physical damage up 8 feet, which is actually National Electrical Code, doesn't apply to low voltage. But we'll use, I use Carflex, which is a conduit up the backside of the tree, and we'll paint that out. We'll paint it out. We generally use flat black. Flat black tends to go away no matter where you use it. It just blends in for some reason. But see, we would run that up. I would actually run it right up to the downlight or up to the uplight, which, oh, by the way, where's the uplight in this tree? Where would you put it? That's hard to tell because it's you know, it's 3-dimensional.
Right.
12 to 14 feet up on that first branch, shooting backwards.
This one?
Probably so.
I would probably look at the
Right
back.
where the elbow is.
Well, look, go to the back one. There's right that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's
All right.
if you're that's too far out on the tree. Come back into the tree. Yeah, it's too close. Right back, right where it crosses. Actually, I would be there, and where it crosses, you're going to block out the light anyways. You're driving out. You'd never see the fixture, and you put the fixture on the probably on the back side. But you got to stand under the tree and figure out where the most open is. If you have to see a little bit of the fixture halfway, fine. It would be nice to hide it on the backside, but you want to go up through the center of that tree.
So you would put it on, mount the tree base on the backside of that branch.
If I could, yeah. I would
Ideally.
but you're going to be standing under it because it's a 2-dimensional image here. If I was standing under that tree, you'd know best, and this is from experience, whether you'd be on the back side of the limb you're pointing to, or the back, or the side of the other one that's in the back of the tree. I'm liking the one in the back, and I like the one in the back too because it goes up through the tree rather than on the front side. I don't like to be on the front side because that creates that hot spot I keep telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Back there, it's very soft and it'll go right up through the tree. Now there's a lot of suckers, there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of debris up there that needs to be cleaned up. And you just go up there with a pole saw and clean that up. Downlighting there, very difficult. The tree is small. You're looking at, I'm doing people heights. 1, 2, 3, 18 to 20 feet. You probably would, an MR16 there would probably do a pretty decent jump.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably be doing something like a 17 watt, maybe even 11 watt par 30. So I would be looking for something like that.
George,
Yeah.
is that low voltage or line voltage? Par 30s you're talking, 17 watt.
I would probably high voltage, but I'm sure there are available fixtures in that wattage that you can start looking for. You'll need brighter because you're up that high. Because you're going to come through a bunch of leaves, and at night, a 6 or 7 watt MR16 is just not going to punch it. And we'll talk about it. But from up there, okay, Chris, go up,
Yep.
Follow that limb up, follow it up, follow it up, follow it up, go up. No, that's too far. See where, come down, right about there. See where there's a branch going out, it looks like a little Y. I would probably cut that little Y off, and right there would be my downlight, probably. That would be number 1. Number 2, I would probably be over, where you're going on that other, right there. And I'd probably keep them about the same height. And right in there on the backside of that limb to come down the other way.
Go this way?
Uh-huh. So you're going to keep them pretty close together and about the same height. You don't want one 3 or 4 feet higher than the other because you have to plan it. So you want that cone to come down like this. You don't want this. You want the shape of the tree, and it's all about the shape of the tree.
60-degree beam spread from that height?
Yeah. 45 to 60,
And George, on your uplight to wash those out, would you shoot it right at the apex of that cone you're creating? With
Yeah,
those
right. I would go straight up the back. You're creating a
Straight up.
silhouette on the front. You're gonna
Mm.
get it's a chimney all the way through that tree with a silhouette on the front. It'd be gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the next one because we're running tight. We got a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I'm in no hurry personally.
That's all right. Okay. From what we've been talking about, where would you put the uplight here?
Maybe on the backside.
Well, you got a coming out
Take
at
the
you.
cursor, take the cursor up to
Yeah,
that little knot, stop. Go down to that little knot,
too high.
go out on that branch to the right about there.
No,
No?
no. Okay. Come down, down. Now go left. See this big limb right here?
Yeah.
Right on that elbow, right on that bend. See that elbow right there, the big elbow. Come down, come down, come down, come down, come down, down, down. Stop. That elbow where it comes up, it's a natural. And you get on the back side of that, and it's a natural right up through the center of that tree. You'd have to do a little pruning. You'd have, you clean up the backside, but it's not going to hurt the shape of the tree. One uplight there would be incredible. You've opened up the inside of that tree.
One uplight meaning one par 38.
Yeah, I would probably do, yeah, I probably would.
So if you didn't have access to line voltage, and this is low voltage,
I
could
would
you
use,
put one there and then one where I said one would go on
No,
the
it
other
would-
side of the tree? So the two lights together
I want
would,
to
like-
show you something. Mark, I
Yes,
sent you a cut sheet tonight.
I did not, I couldn't load it. It was a PDF and that wasn't able
Wouldn't
to
do it.
convert for me.
All right.
Sorry,
want you
I'll get
guys
it for our next class. I'll make sure I get it converted.
Okay. I want you guys to, can you guys write something down?
Sure.
All right. Go to techlightUSA.com. Now there are other manufacturers, but Techlight's one I use. techlightUSA.com. They're a big manufacturer. They do all kinds of high voltage, low voltage. They do everything. Look at outdoor lighting, bullets, and they will have 36 watt. They'll have par 30 size and par 38 sizes, but they're with an array. There's no light bulb in it. They have 36 watt and 56 watt fixtures. And it's bright enough on the inside of a tree to do a tremendous job up through that tree. On a small tree like this, the par 30 fixtures are just ideal. I think they even have a 17 watt one, which would work perfectly.
George, if you had a low voltage, I think Chris was asking you, so you'd have one here, where else would that affect? Would you have to put more low voltage?
No, you can get as much output out of low voltage as you can 120.
Yep.
There's no difference.
watts is watts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But just if you didn't have access, if your whatever your manufacturer that you're using,
Mhm.
the biggest thing that they can give you is a 12 watt LED MR16. If you put one on that one branch and one on the other branch, but the two of them do essentially the same thing, certainly not as bright as a line voltage fixture, but in terms of the look of the tree.
No, it's not going to look the same.
Okay.
It's not going to, is it going to be bad? No, but it's not going to look the same because you're going to.
No, I'm not saying it's going to look the same, just the effect would be essentially the same,
Yeah,
just less bright.
could be, or the effect could work. I think what you'd have to do is we'd have to go out in the field and try it. And
Right.
see what the difference is.
Right.
I don't think you'd have enough punch with it.
Right. I don't know what kind of tree. It looks like a maple, but it looks a little
That's an
hard to
oak.
tell.
It's actually an oak that's just dropped its leaf. It's coming back in.
Ah,
But
okay.
You want to
Yeah,
jump
fine.
in? Oh, sorry.
no, that's all right. It's the downlights and those things. Again, you'd have to use smaller fixtures. You'd be hard pressed to even downlight that tree.
Mm.
Because there's really nothing to work with. We could make something work, but there's nothing tall enough and strong enough to really make it work. So I might just do an uplight there, unless I really needed it. You know, it depends where that tree was, what I was going to do with it. But I might just uplight that. Let's go to the next one. That's a hard tree.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, wow, that's easy. Tell me where it goes. Should be staring at you.
That's easy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh
my.
my.
That's I'd love to work with it. That's a great tree. Yep.
Got
No,
beautiful
higher.
architectural branches.
Go out on the left. See where it's open? Oh my God, it's perfect. Right there.
Right here.
Yeah, go to that lower limb now. There you go. Right there. Right straight up through that tree, it would be absolutely stunning. As a matter of fact, you could even go out to the left a little bit further. Yeah, that's a little too far. Yeah, and you could angle it back into the tree. See how the tree tends to come up to, it bends to the right.
Yeah.
You could actually force that up through the right, which would be the center of the tree. And you'd have a silhouette in the front, and the whole canopy would light from there. Clean up the inside of that, and it would be, you'd love it. I mean,
All right,
that-
so I have a stupid question that I'll ask the whole group, but I've just got to know. I should know the answer to this, but I don't.
Mhm.
Isn't a lumen a lumen?
Yeah,
Right? So George, if you're using a par 30, 60 degrees, I'm sure, I don't know if you know this in your head, but I'm sure it has a lumen output. So if
I use foot candles. I don't really use lumens.
foot candles will work. I can make that work. But if you tell me, oh, I'd put the par 36 or par 38, 30 doesn't mean so much to me personally, is if you said out, I'd have something here that's producing X amount of foot candles with beam spread.
Yeah.
I can write that down and translate that to low voltage for my end.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'd be grateful. So what would you use here? What foot candles and beam spread would you put right here going through the tree?
I have a question that I can tag on to that if Chris is okay with it.
Well,
Yeah.
well, at about 25 feet, I'd be looking at about 4 foot candles.
25 feet, 4 foot. Okay.
25 feet above the light.
Yeah. 3 to 4 foot candles. And at the top of the tree, coming down through the tree, about the same thing. But by the time the light filters down to the road and comes through all the trees, the ambient lighting is probably about 1 foot candle. But in the hottest spot, it would probably be 4, 3 or 4. And you'd be up there, you'd see a Y up there that's real clear to see. No, keep going up. That's the Y. No, to the right, there's a Y.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right there. Drop dead gorgeous.
Mm.
The right side there, right through the center of that tree, down to where that, just beyond that red piece of junk at the bottom.
Yeah.
You'd be out beyond that. You'd be shadows out through the road, gorgeous. You'd come out on the other side of that Y and come down the other way, down between the 2 trees out to the road.
Mm.
Yep, right there. You'd light the column, you'd light the road, you go from a lighter to a darker to a lighter, you'd have shadow patterns. It's just drop dead gorgeous.
I have a question about foot candles.
Okay.
I guess this is kind of like saying is a ton of feathers and a ton of bricks the same weight? Would a foot candle from a par 36, par 38 be the same as a foot candle from an
Yeah.
MR16? Wouldn't
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
think that a par
Well,
30 would be more robust.
Well, yeah, but you see, an MR16 is not going to spread with as much punch
Correct.
as a wider fixture. It's a matter
Right.
of taste, okay?
Correct.
I mean, you could do a bunch of uplights in that tree, but if you only have one place you're uplighting through the tree looks a lot more natural.
Hmm.
It's easier to hide it, it's easier to conceal it, and it's easier to work through it. Can you do it? Yeah. I still don't like the look as well in that tree. Now, God, I wish I could show you other examples where I have 4 uplights in a tree, 4 par 38 uplights in a tree, as a matter of fact. But it's quite a trick. And that's kind of field trip stuff to show you why, Go to the next one. Let's do the next one. Let's get through as many as we can. Okay. What do you do with this monster?
The small oak.
Uh-huh.
Actually, this tree and the last one, a couple of these trees, I just took these photos today up the street where I live here in my neighborhood. So maybe I can go out and try to see if I can play with some of these trees with my neighbors.
Well, right where you've got that cursor, not on that one, but there's one that appears to be in the back. Now, again, this is 3-dimensional. It's a 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional. There's one kind of goes up to the back. That one.
This one?
Right about there. Right about there. A little bit lower. A bit lower. A bit lower. Right about there. That looks like a great place to go up through the tree. I'd be really looking at that. Because you're getting up through the center of the tree. You're on the back side of it, going right up through the center. And my God, look at that straight limb that goes up through the center of the tree up high. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do two downlights way up there. Keep higher, 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 up in there. 2 of those, that's too high. Right about there. And to do 2 downlights back through there would be, you'd stop traffic with it. It would be that good, and it would evenly light the trunk.
Would you have, I guess, one coming this way?
Yeah,
Another one coming this way?
absolutely.
Okay.
And your mounting heights determine the throw. So, you're up pretty close to 25, 30 feet there. So you'd be 25 to 30 feet out from that tree as a rule of thumb.
To the center of it.
Yeah. And the shape of the tree is maintained because you've got 2 lights, one on either side of the tree trunk.
Right.
Coming out down. The lighting shape of that the tree would be shaped beautifully at night. And the uplight in the back, canceling it out. Yeah, I mean, just absolutely gorgeous.
George, do you typically, I notice in a lot of these, you're shooting for more of a silhouette from this angle? Is
Yes.
that preference?
Well, yeah, because when you can do that, yes, because you don't want to see, I want to see the tree lit just like you see it in the daylight. I want you to see it as naturally as possible, but I'm doing it in reverse. You're saying that the sun hit the leaves, I'm hitting the inside of the tree, coming down through it. It's a natural way of doing it in reverse. But I'm keeping the same shape as the tree most of the time. That one I'd probably cut down with a chainsaw.
These are an olive grove on here.
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
Good firewood.
Yeah, but I'll
Right.
tell you, if you had to light that, I would look at,
Another client.
no, you see that limb right there, that the lowest one, that one, yeah. Probably somewhere right about where you got it, Chris, on the backside coming up through that with a par 20. And it would be, that would do a nice job with that. And I probably wouldn't do any downlighting with it, but I'd probably look at that. Now, if you're going to light that from the ground, is the main view where we're looking at it from now, from this tree?
Mark?
This is out from the street and the drives to the far right that goes up to the house.
Okay, just pretend we're
Like a
gonna
big
light the
orchard.
tree.
It's an orchard.
Okay, so just pretend this is at a man's house or somebody's house. We're gonna light this tree. What would I do with it? And I had to do it from the ground. Well, what I'd probably do, there's a limb, go straight up. There's a limb that the sun's hitting it right there, a small one, go higher. No, that right there. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. to the
Oh,
left.
here.
Yeah,
That little.
I'd probably think about pruning that out. And shaping the tree where it looks like a giant Y. And in between that Y is where I would put my light fixture, rather than just sticking a light in the grass. Okay. If you stick a light in the grass and you light that, first of all, that thing's going to come up too bright. You're not going to catch the tops. And the tree spreads, it spreads like a giant Y. So you look at that and you go, okay, I'll go up through the center of that, and that's going to make that whole tree even. And I'll come off on an angle and go up through it like that, and the tree's going to look real pretty. I could do that with a well light. I could do with that with a bullet light, and it would be very pretty if you cut that.
This one's gonna be a little more, you got sequoia trees here. So
Yeah.
how do you deal with those?
You come off on the sides, probably. You don't have enough to show.
Yeah.
You'd be way out. I wouldn't. And come back in with that probably. Oh my God, you'd at least do one from each side and wash across it.
From the ground.
More like surface lighting from the exterior.
That's the only way you can do it.
Yeah.
You could go from the back sides of that and backlight it. And that could be very effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you could create hot spots. You know, I'd probably do 1, 2, 3, 4. I might do 5 50-watt fixtures on the back side of it and go almost straight up with it and silhouette that. That could be very pretty, but for 5 fixtures, that's a lot of money. And the cheapest way to do it is to wash it like a billboard from the front, if you can do it. Because how do you light a Christmas tree? Well, you got to be out a long way from it. That'd be a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my house.
These are all the night shots now, George.
Okay, that's my house. One of the neat things about it, I used like it's called a LumiLume. It's a light that goes across that railing, and I put a shield on the back side of a piece of aluminum, on the aluminum support, so you really can't see into it. It's got a 15-degree angle on it, and from the front, you can't see anything, and it's on a dimmer, and it lights the path for the raccoons to ride across at night.
But here's the reflection of it in your pool, yes?
Yeah, that's the reflection in the pool.
Very nice.
Now look at the downlights in those trees. See how they're done? If you can enlarge it in any way, you can go up in there and see it. Keep going in there. See, the lights are on. Go up, go up, go up. Where's your cursor? Right in the middle of that.
Oh,
Man, you
now
messed it
you're
up.
asking me to get all technical. Hang
I
on.
know.
I don't know if I can.
Okay. Well,
Touch your
I
cursor
don't know
with
how I can
two.
move it up and down.
anyway, up there on that one palm tree in the middle.
Right here. Here?
That one. Okay, there is a light there. See the back side of the light?
Here,
Yeah, that is a light fixture there.
shining this way.
Yeah, that's what's lighting all the way out. I'm actually opening it up. It's lighting all the way up. It's lighting all of that grass.
Nice.
Ah, all this.
Yeah, it's doing all that.
Then you have one.
On the other side, do it.
There you
this
go.
way.
Now look at the inside of the shield. From where I'm standing, go straight up. You'll see the inside of a shield.
Yeah, just a
Right
little
there.
line of light.
Right there.
And
Yeah.
as I move back from it, you won't see the inside of the fixture. I took it like that so it would show you.
Uh,
That turns bright white at night. But you're not seeing the light bulb. You're seeing the
No.
shield.
and it's bright white, even though it's white, but that's the flat black.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. But there's 3 downlights in that picture. You see the angles of the 3.
Here, going there,
Yeah.
up in this one,
Yeah.
Front
going
right.
over here.
There's one on the back side of that palm that you're pointing at.
The middle one or the one in the foreground here?
The far right palm tree.
Here.
There's one on the back side of that going out.
Oh, that's the one lighting out here.
Yeah. And the
Okay.
neighbors across the lake cannot see any of the light sources at all.
Nice.
Nice.
But also notice you have a couple of well lights.
I do.
Just like the canopy.
Yeah. I did 2 in between each palm.
So George, can you go back and tell me again what's on the framework of the aluminum screen? What's on those you were talking about a minute ago?
The product is called LumiLume. It's out of Miami. It's a continuous, anything
Strip
that
lighting.
any linear light would do it.
Okay.
And we attached that to the that support, okay, that aluminum. And then over the top of the aluminum, I took a piece of white aluminum and I bent it down 15 degrees.
Hmm.
And I created my own light fixture and my own shield.
So
So
you used a brake to basically get that linear angle on that entire run.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's just it's a neat trick. The neighbors can't complain. The armadillos and raccoons love it. And it's on a dimmer. You can dim that. Okay, this is good. I wanted to show you these downlights. This is how you do this. This is how you come off the sides of the trees. Yeah. And you're coming down, see the light, see the hot spot right here where it hits?
Yeah. Here.
It's lighting that. And we're going from a lighted area to a darker area to a lighted area. Now, in reality, it's all lit, but it makes it interesting and it's not that bright and it's not that dark. The photograph did that. I took that with an iPhone. This one and the tall palm tree in the back, those trees are that's 60 feet in the air. I have to have a tree climber to do this. No, the one's way back by the yacht. Yeah, that one. See it a little bit? Now I cheated there. I opened that up to give me some more light out on the lawn.
Here.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Now that's a 56 watt. That's actually that's a 50 watt LED.
Line voltage or low voltage?
It could be either. I'm not sure. I think it could be either.
The reason why I keep asking that is because most oftentimes I think in low voltage,
Well,
I think some of the
I
stronger
want to get you
moves-
guys thinking differently if you want to try some of this stuff, because brighter does not mean terrible.
Right.
And it will set you apart once you know what you're doing and can shield these fixtures and use them.
Right.
That could be 56 watts low voltage. That could be 12 volt.
Hey, George, real quick
Sure.
question.
Uh-huh.
How are they attaching those fixtures to the palms? Because I've had issues with palms where some palms get soggy, especially where the old fronds were, and trying to keep like deep hanger bolts in there without
Well, that's what
coming out.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do. They're using a bolt that actually goes into the tree with a standoff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do that, but typically I've got electricians and they don't know how to do that. So I will use 3-inch. I'll go into the tree 3 inches. So I'll probably be a 4-inch hex head stainless steel screw. And I'll go into the tree with that.
Okay.
Is
I
that
just didn't know
screw?
if they were using straps or if you were actually like doing the bolt, like some sort of an attachment, like a bolt like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can't down in Florida for the most part. We can't do it because of hurricane. The straps just won't hold up.
Okay.
They'll be like sails. We got to really put these into the trees.
Yeah.
Now this is an interesting one too. This is, excuse me. this is an interesting little garden. We actually made, if you have an English garden like this, we actually made those fixtures in the Dominican Republic. And we frosted the glass. I think in other classes, we talked about frosting glass rather than having clear. So you see the light bulbs.
Mm-hmm.
This way you never have to clean the glass, basically. There's no glare. The light bulb, these were originally A lamps, incandescent. LEDs came out, so we put LEDs in them. The LEDs are in the top of the fixture. You couldn't even see the hotspot. It's up way up in there. Keep going up. Yeah, it's up in there.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you know, you don't see any light bulbs at all. And you just see the glass, and it lights the garden. It's an interesting way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, using the coach lights on, that's a cabana over there. So we're using that. We're using the two on the other side. That's landscape lighting, guys. That counts, and it's quite beautiful. Then we're
And then to
uplighting the trees.
To the right and the left, you're up in the tree, shining up into the tree.
Right. And we are doing a little downlighting from inside of that coming back down.
Okay.
And you see
Where's all the ambient lighting that's coming onto that turf section coming from? Is that from those fixtures that you made?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so your
That's
last,
awesome.
here's your
That
last
one?
photo, George.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
I've seen this
Nice.
one before.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
nice. Really
this-
nice.
This one, we lost a tree that was to the right of it. We lost a tree that was right there.
Hurricane.
No, it was it was insects actually, and it's infecting, that tree's infected too with it, and we're going to lose that tree.
Yes.
We had to redo everything and make this look good again. You can see the light fixture. I don't know if you can zoom in or not. You can see the uplight in the center of this tree. We had an opening. You can see the light fixture?
Right here.
Yeah. And you see how the shield is set, the high side toward the main view, which is us as you drive in the driveway.
Mhm.
And it goes up through the center of that tree. It was an ideal place. We created a chimney up through the center. And there is another uplight down on the ground, uplighting
Here?
yeah.
To the left.
It's uplighting those
Here's-
palms and one there.
Okay.
So and I wouldn't normally have done it, but I had lights left over and I had to make it look good. So the client was like, well, I've got lights, why don't you use them? I said, okay, fine. And I'm using black spray paint. I'm knocking the intensity down. I'm trying to make it soft. Now, up in the tops of those trees, you see the angles that I'm working. You see the shadows coming out this way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to work with. There's two downlights in there.
One here.
That's going across the back. You can't see what that's
Right
doing.
here.
That's going
Yeah.
across
Yeah.
the back of the fence. Yeah.
So the one
So
doing
that's the
this
three.
is up in here somewhere, right?
Gotta
Right.
be.
It's up higher, actually.
Up here.
Yeah.
Down
It's up in
down
there.
through this way here.
Mhm.
And there's another one coming from back in here across. Yeah.
And then there's a little MR11 that's lighting the sign, the house number. And we dim that down too with black paint.
Oh, I see something right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Look at you, Chris, the inspector.
Yeah, but that's how you can do that. You had an opening, you had to look at the tree and say, okay, what have I got to deal with? What have I got to do? And
Are you attached to the wall or are you on a 2 or 3 foot?
I'm on a
riser?
post. I just brought a piece of conduit up that high.
Gotcha.
Very good.
Yeah, but that's kind of the idea. I want you guys to look at techlightUSA.com and go on there and look at their fixtures. I can get us fixtures if you want to experiment with them. As long as you don't damage them, they'll probably take them back and and anybody wants to play with any of it, I'll see what I can do.
Awesome.
You'll see the difference.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, that's great, George. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Oh, my pleasure. Any other questions, comments, thoughts?
So to get us to think outside the box, whenever all we've dealt with, say at this point, is low voltage, maybe get out there and start trying to,
You can do it
experiment
all low
with high
voltage.
voltage.
You can do it all low voltage. You don't have to
Okay.
get one. I can show you how.
But I think
Sure.
the great thing about what George was teaching today is this concept of working
Right,
from
the
within
fixture.
the tree and doing the chimney effect, but see how you're getting that silhouetting on
Right
the
here.
outside,
Yeah.
but so you've got
Right
a
there.
combination of contrast there, which makes it
Yeah.
really spectacular. I love it.
Typically, somebody comes from the ground like me. All
Yeah.
these branches are lit
Yep.
from this perspective.
Mhm.
It's just making the tree look different than it does during the daytime by making it silhouette on the foreground. It's heavy backlight and it looks great. I think it does.
Yeah.
Well,
I
now
like
here's-
that look.
And here's the way I want you to think. Once you start getting into this, you're going to start looking at, okay, I see this tree, I see what I can do with it. And then you go through the yard and you're not designing lighting for trees, you're designing the lighting for the property. So if you see what potential the trees have, you can look at that first, walk these sites, look at what you have to work with, and actually have the landscaping tell you what it wants. And it will, because you'll know what you've got to work with. And then you can say, okay, go through this and say, yeah, I know I can do that effect with this tree. I can do that effect with this one. I can make this work. I can balance it. And then you can start to put your design together. And when I start, the first thing I do, I don't even worry too much about downlighting because I've kind of done this in my head. I've done it a long time. But you guys got to look at it. But I'll start placing up lights. And then I'll start worrying about path lights. And the downlighting will, where specifically I want to do it and how I do it, will be the last thing I do. I'll have in the back of my mind what I want to light and how naturally I want it to look. But the uplighting is the first thing you want to get. You want to shape those trees. You want to find out where you want it. You want to see what it's going to look like in your head. And then you start placing uplights around in the patterns that you want. Where I can, I'll even set up a direction for the downlight shadows. I'll set it up. A lot of times I try to do it from the south or southeast or east, like there's a real moonlight night, and you can do that. And that looks really interesting when you're coming through a long driveway that's tree lined.
Absolutely.
As you mentioned at the very beginning of the conversation, you said the uplights hide the downlight, correct?
Absolutely, they do.
And on the conclusion, you're saying you're going to try and go in the southeast or the east for the sunset.
Well, yeah, that's the downlighting. I'm going to try to set up a direction for shadows like that if I can.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
Other than just random shadows, because you can tell somebody that's getting into downlighting, the first thing to do is, oh, these shadows look great. I'm going to make more shadows. Well, it does look nice. But when you start getting it together and looking at a direction, then it really comes together. And less is more.
That's interesting. Good point.
So we need a workshop where I can start showing you this stuff.
So as much as possible throughout the property, try to give those angles pretty much the same direction for the most part.
Yeah, really, yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, work with your landscape architects. Once they start finding out what you can do, ask them how they want to do it. Ask them how they see it. I mean, you can show them photographs like this and say, okay, we can probably do this effect. Do you like it? Do you want it? Whatever. And this is another class, but start asking your clients how they see the property. Do they have sports lighting? Do the kids need a dark an area for their playground? Then you start setting up dinner table, outdoor dining, cooking areas, task lighting outside. There's so many questions to ask them to get them involved, and your architect is going to know more about it probably than anybody. And any of these projects, please, number one rule again in this, don't deal with any project unless you get to meet with the owner.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a good.
That is rule number one, because yeah, the architects, the contractors know what they want, but the owners also know what they want. And it's effective in setting up budgets. It's effective in getting them comfortable with you. It's all about them. I can meet with the owner's representatives only on projects that I know the owners and I know what they want. If I don't know them, believe me, I'm not going to even touch the project until I get a meeting with the owner.
Great point.
And on these, on the downlights and your uplights, George, do you like a specific color temperature?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, each project is determined by on its own. If I have a lot of greens, I typically like daylight, which is a little brighter and brings up, it's a 5,000 K, maybe 5,500, no, not in the blues. And if it's, if I have color to work with, if I've got, reds and, I typically go warmer. I like the combination of warm, cool, the warm light from the windows spilling out, and keeping it warm up by the house, and the cool landscaping. But again, you've got to take your cues from the owner and the architect and the designers of the project, how they feel, and you'll get a certain way of doing that. If you're uncomfortable with it, go out and show the clients and say, what do you like?
So I'm wondering if there's I'm sure there's more classes planned in the future for stuff like this, but at times I get a little confused as to whether, I know that I've seen again in photos and stuff where we'll have something warm in the distance, cool in the upfront, and maybe that draws you through the property. And so I'd be interested to know kind of what the selections would be moving forward with those scenarios.
Take a look at my website, and you'll see a lot of photographs on it. There's all kinds of combinations of it. And we've certainly experimented with a lot of things.
What is this combination, George? What's your Kelvin temperature up and down here?
That's 5K.
And this?
That's 5 as well.
Okay.
George, I'm sure with your vast background in outdoor landscape lighting, you've come through the phase with the mercury vapor and the vast rich colors that it brings to green plants and so forth.
A lot of people still love that stuff too.
I love it, and I'm only 45, but I've found that in recent years, have you experimented? I'm sure this is a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. But the 5 or 5,500 K with a green lens to bring out those vast, rich green colors. Have you played around with that any?
I have. As a matter of fact, Tech Light even makes that. They make a they've duplicated mercury vapor with LED.
Correct. Awesome.
And they even have green lenses. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Right.
And people are buying the crap out of it, especially in Dallas and Houston. They love it.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, there's certainly nothing wrong with it. And it's better than the old mercury vapor because you do get some color correcting. So
absolutely.
Are they buying in Dallas and Houston because John Watson's around that area, or what?
Yes, that's where it started, but on all the Watson spinoffs. Yeah, and the clients just love that.
It's a beautiful contrast. God.
The warm cool is a beautiful contrast. And it certainly, there's no right or wrong to it. It's whatever the clients and whatever the people like. But yes, you can do that, and it's a great look.
Deal.
Excellent.
Hey, I hate to cut us off here, but we're like 25 minutes over right now.
right.
Is that okay? Can we cut it here and then we'll pick up again? We'll have more. Believe me, we're going to be doing these monthly. So we have plenty of opportunity for topics or to expand on these things, which will be great. I think our next mentor group, George and I were talking about the idea of why don't we do a case study on a project that one of the projects that you guys have. And we've already thought about, and Rick, we haven't talked to you yet about this, but we'd like the photos that you sent over to George and I earlier. Would that be okay if we do something with that to kind of do a case study on that?
Sure, yeah, rip me apart. I'm open for it.
Well, no, it's just the idea is throwing out ideas and getting, everybody involved. And that way it might be great learning for everybody. So for sure.
By the way, I see Jeff Blakely's here. Hey, Jeff.
Oh, good. I don't know if he
Thanks
can
for
hear.
looking in. What'd you think?
I just unmuted. I thought that was very good, George. Some of the questions that all of your friends had there and the participants were things I was going to ask, like if you would approach this differently if it was mercury, and you said no. So that was informative to me. How about if it was metal?
Gas discharge is gas discharge. It's really all the same now. We can do the same effects with LED that we can. Now in Palm Beach, we have lighting requirements. You're limited to what wattage? 15 watts?
It's temperature, 2,700 degrees.
2,700 K.
So you couldn't do this in Palm Beach, Lost Tree, or Jupiter Island.
No. And what wattage? Because there's a wattage limitation too.
Well, you can't use a fixture that's capable of housing a 100 watt lamp.
Right.
I mean, you can't even use the fixture.
Right.
The idea after CO, you would, put what you want in that fixture. So you're really limited to 75 watts if it's low voltage.
Well, see, we can do low voltage up to 56 watts, and it's in an array. It can't go any higher than that because it's not a light bulb. It's nothing that can be changed. It's an array, and that 56 watt is as bright. It's brighter than 100 watt mercury vapor.
Yeah. Well, when you're dealing with the public agencies, they don't really understand that. They don't understand that lumens per watt or anything like that. I was talking to a lighting designer today who said he was able to prove that more lights are not bad. And they wanted to limit the number of fixtures, whereas you have more control and better control if you have more fixtures than if you have fewer. Which makes a lot of sense.
It does, but more fixtures create more hotspots. They're harder to spread. You see every one of them, and it's not fair to the client because you're creating more maintenance.
Well, I think he was talking mostly about path lighting and utility lighting, things like that, not necessarily the aesthetic end of it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, this was very good, George, and thank you all for letting me join.
Yeah,
Jeff,
anytime,
thank
Jeff.
you very
Appreciate it.
much. Thank you very much.
I do appreciate
All right,
your
guys.
I appreciate your conservative
I've
approach.
got this
to,
recording. If anybody came in later, whatever, I'll send it off. Just let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all again here shortly. Thank you.
All right. Good
Guys,
night.
have a good evening.
You guys, good night.
Good night.
Hey, Mark, you want to hang on?
Sure. Hold on. Can I call you so we can cut this off, the recording?
Yeah, let's do that.